All right, welcome in everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Disney movie review every Sunday night. And I hope everybody is having a great Sunday night. And welcome back. We're going to have a really, really fun time tonight as we are going to talk about a really, really awesome movie, none other than Tangled. And as usual, my partner in crime is here with me. It's none other than the Smolder himself.
I'm doing the smolder. I was like, here comes the smolder. I was tempted to get my frying pan, but I forgot it. So
I know. Disney Dan is in the house. What's up, Dan? Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you.
It's good to be back. I'm excited. Another Disney movie review. We are looking at Tangled, which I haven't seen for such a long time. So I'm excited, and we have one of my favorite special guests, which I'm super excited for you to bring in a second.
Yep, we will bring that person in just a minute. But, buddy, good to see you again. I missed you last week. Hope you had a great week off. I know Disney Fiasco was yesterday, and we are here today with movie review.
Yes.
And again, we're talking about Tangled. But let's do some quick mousekeeping like we always do. Of course, we want to talk about Dean over at The Live Place. Be sure to check him out at theliveplace.com. Family-friendly streams throughout the week. That's the place to go if you're looking for streamers. Of course, our two partner channel, Steve's World, who goes live on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays with just another Monday night, Wednesdays with the Disney crew. And usually Saturdays with me, but we've been really kind of on and off with it. We've not been able to get our schedules together. So we'll be seeing what we're doing with Sports Night, but hopefully we'll be able to continue that, at least in some capacity. And, of course, my other partner channel is right next to me, Big Dan, Disney Dan, who goes live on Thursdays, right? With Nothing About Disney.
Yep.
Fridays usually with Disney Food Fridays.
Yep.
Saturdays with Fiasco, and here with us for Disney Movie Review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, of course, all of our members. Thank you to all of our members. Thank you for your generosity and your loyalty. You guys are all fantastic. Thank you so much for all that. Now let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I'm going to try to do this. Wendy Luhu, one of our members, is here. What's up, Wendy? Good to see you. We missed you earlier, but you did pop into the stream. I was so glad to see you. Welcome in, Wendy. Donna Anderson Folan is here. Disney Dan is here.
Who?
Disney Dan. I don't know, some guy. Another member, Super Disney fan, is here. Super Fluffy Yeti, who I think that's a great name, by the way.
It's my favorite.
I know. Tim Pruitt is here. Ryan Taco King 0108 is here as well. Ryan, good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Joey's World's in the house. What's up, Joey's World? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Who else we got in here? Did I miss anybody? I think we're good. No, let's see.
A few people further down.
There we go. I just don't want to miss anybody. George Priestley, welcome in. The Millers, welcome in. People we found today on stream. Good to see you guys. T-Town Mary Ellen is here as well. And I think for now we are up to date. Simba 2 is in the house. What's up, Simba 2? Good to see you. We got 17 people already watching.
Wow.
So thank you guys already for being here. And tonight we're going to talk about, again, Disney movie review for those that are new. Every week, Dan and I will review a movie from Disney+. Now, what Dan does is, at the end of this night, after we've reviewed Tangled, Dan will go back into the box and pick out the next one for next week. And then, of course, we'll watch it, and we always recommend it. Everybody in the stream watch it as well. That way you can have your opinions and talk to us about it next week as well. We review those movies, and we've been having a blast with it so far. It's been really, really fun.
We've had some real kickers in there. We've had, like, George in the Jungle. We've had
Sky
Avengers,
High.
Sky High.
Yeah,
it's been great. I mean, we had Splash the last episode. We've had some really great ones and some interesting ones too. So
for sure. A couple other people have jumped in real fast. Simon Knight, welcome in from England over there. Is here as well. Noah's in the house. What's up, Noah? Good to see you, buddy. Superfly Yeti says, Fluffy Yeti says, do we get a happy dance if we get 100 likes? Yes, you will get a
I'll even do the happy dance.
Dan will do it too. And so will our special guest, who we're going to bring in right now. None other than it's Melissa!
Not so special guest.
No, that's not true. Jonathan Chong, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Of course you're a special guest. All the way from the next room and with me. But when Dan and I talked about this, and when Dan pulled the movie last week, Tangled.
Yeah.
right away, I already knew who I was. I said to Dan, Dan, I know who we got to get. I said, it's one of her favorites. It's one of her favorite movies. We got to get Melissa in here on.
Yeah,
so.
I remember saying like, we it's a big movie. I want to get a special guest, and you were like, I've got it covered. We got it. We're bringing in Melissa. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Exactly. Dougie is in the house. What's up, Dougie? Good to see you, pal. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Two Real Geeks is here. What's up, Danny? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're both doing well. Good to see you. But yes, Melissa, we had to have you on here. I know this is one of her favorite movies. I'm kind of already giving her grade, I guess, away. But we're going to kind of break the movie down a little bit because this is a short movie. Let's just be right off the bat. It's a short movie. But it is a Disney animated. A lot of times people will think this is Pixar. Dan, it's not, though, is it?
It's not. It came out in 2010. It came out in 2010, which is crazy that it's been out for now nearly a decade. And I that makes me feel really old because I remember actually going to see this in the movie theater in central London. I remember going to see this in Leicester Square, where they have all the premieres, the red carpets. I remember going to Leicester Square in the center of London, going to see this movie with a friend 10 years ago, and I was just like, this movie's great. I haven't laughed so much in a Disney movie since like The Emperor's New Groove, which we'll obviously get onto the comedic aspect of this movie. But it's great to see sort of Disney animation sort of become better than what it was, better than those Home on the Ranges and those chicken nuggets, bouncing off the success of The Princess and the Frog, which kind of kick-started Disney animation from a decade ago. So it's kind of crazy. It's all, this was a big movie for Disney.
Agreed. Want to welcome in a couple more people. Rob Fuzz is here. What's up, Rob? Good to see you, buddy. Andy Aprisco is here as well.
Hey.
Andy's been in the streams all weekend. It's been great to see Andy as well. And I think other than that, we're up to date. George Priestley, I don't know if I said hi, but I want to say hi again in case I didn't say hi. But okay, I think we're caught up. But Melissa, for you, I don't remember. Did we see this in the movie theaters together, or did we actually see this at home? Let's start there.
It's sad. I don't even remember that for sure. That's awful.
I think we saw it in the theaters. I really do. I think we're usually ones that would go, if I'm not mistaken.
I would think so, because it's one that definitely would have piqued my interest for sure.
Right.
But I don't remember that. That's awful.
Yeah. I love the trailer. I love the trailer of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hooked on it because obviously when this came out, we all knew that it was Rapunzel, obviously the let down your hair thing. And I just love the name of the movie, Tangled. I think the name of the movie is quite creative. It's perfect.
Creative.
So the teaser trailer, the trailer got me in the mood. I was like, we got to go see this. And it was a blast. Like, I really enjoyed this movie, and it was great to sort of rewatch it again this week. So, yeah, it was good.
Agreed. John Hazelton, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, Melissa's on the move. Is the dog want to come in here?
No, I need to. This is gonna be great to me.
Inception. There's two.
Yeah.
There's two
I can't
Melissas.
hold my phone and see the chat. It's really, really not fun.
Twins.
Because I can't watch you guys and then see if my face is in the picture and read the chat. I have to go to a different screen on my phone. It's miserable.
All right, then we'll go to this. Look at that, everybody. We're moving around.
Sorry.
You know the next thing is I'm gonna move from my screen and sit in behind you guys in a minute.
Wouldn't that be cool? That would have been the best.
That would have been the best thing ever. That would have been so funny.
I wish that could happen.
That would be so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, let's Pamela Hoffman welcome in. I want to say hi to Pamela, who just came into the chat as well. Welcome in, Pamela. Good to see you. Well, Dan, let's talk about this a little bit because the movie starts from. Look, really, it does start from the very beginning for Rapunzel. She's born at the very beginning of this movie to her mom and dad. Now, it's funny. I just watched it on Friday, but they need to find this magical flower because is it Rapunzel that's dying or is it the mom that's dying?
So I believe it's Mother Gothel who is dying of old age, and her whole thing is she wants to stay young. And this flower from the sun, the flower from the sun is like, I don't know if it can live for eternity, or I don't know, because that flower turns into, they can soak it into the water, and then Rapunzel's becomes, I don't know, is
right. But remember, the Mother Gothel is looking for that flower.
Yeah.
But so are the men. So are the soldiers. They're going out into the wild trying to find it.
right.
And I thought, if I'm not mistaken,
It was the mom, I think.
It was the
Isn't
mom.
that how
It was,
Rapunzel
right. You are
wore
right.
the special
No, you're right.
because of the.
yeah, the
Flower?
mom. There you go.
It
Donna
was the
Anderson.
mom.
Yeah,
You're right. You're
It
right.
was the queen.
well, it was both. Wendy Lou Who, you're right too.
Yeah.
Mother Gothel just wanted to stay young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she was looking for it. She was looking for it for the healing power to stay young.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the mom who actually needed it to stay alive.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. And Dan, what's really nice is this is one of the only Disney movies where the mom and dad are both still alive.
I know. They really threw the curveball there on this movie.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But that scene actually will, although it's a very small scene, that this flower, saved the mother's life, will actually, come back later on in the. It's like a foreshadowing moment that what happens later on in the film, because it doesn't just make a person feel young again. It does a lot more than that. So we will get into what the specific powers of this flower, what Rapunzel can do with this flower. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yep. Andy says Mother Gothel was using it to stay young. She kept the flower hidden. Rapunzel's mother was dying when pregnant, and the guards found it to save her. This gave Rapunzel the
That's
power.
why
Right.
Rapunzel was
Exactly.
born.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If someone hadn't actually started watching the movie without me the other day, I would have remembered that.
I watched like 3 minutes of her without it, but it was the 3 minutes.
But
So
you know
that's
what?
why I remember that.
We're not asking Melissa back on again.
But if it wasn't Mother Gothel's mistake of accidentally lifting that cover over the flower, they wouldn't have found it.
No, her
So
mother was
technically, the Mother Gothel actually saved the actual mother's life. Well,
Yeah.
most likely.
Well, I mean, no, ultimately, you're right. It's funny how fate sometimes plays such a major role, and something that Mother Gothel didn't want to happen accidentally happened. She accidentally tipped it over and saved the mother. That's not what she would have wanted. She wanted it all for herself.
Yeah.
But let's get into that, because ultimately, after the soldiers did find it, they did save the mom, and they had the healing power in her now, in the daughter, Rapunzel, because she was born with the power ultimately. That's when Mother Gothel plays deceiving role number one, in my opinion, when she comes for the child, basically. She abducts her, which is really kind of dark for Disney. I mean, it's a kidnapping. Pure and simple.
Hercules, we had that too.
Well, that was even worse in a lot of ways. But I mean, this is a straight up kidnapping where she takes Rapunzel away. That's an interesting scene. Wouldn't you agree? Melissa, I'll start with you. What about you on that scene?
Oh yeah, it's heartbreaking. Those parents. It just makes you sad. I mean, I cry all the time, but this movie makes me cry a lot. No, it's actually quite comical, but there's so much fun things to this movie. I love it so much. But yeah, no, I mean, that's a terrible way to start the movie, and just we have a lot to talk about with Mother Gothel, that is for sure. So.
Mm-hmm.
She's a character.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? What about this scene? She literally comes and gets her.
I love the build up of this movie. It sort of sets the scene of where we're going to start our movie from. I love that Flynn Rider is kind of narrating of what's happening, which I really kind of enjoy. I like the fact that he's saying, about, the king and the queen having a child and they're finding a cure, and there's that old witch, he says. I don't think he actually says Mother Gothel. He just says this old hag or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that he's narrating it so that it kind of tells the audience what we are going, where we're starting our story from. So it's giving us a bit of exposition, and that's where we, start our movie from, when Mother Gothel takes and, kidnaps Rapunzel as a baby and takes her to the tower in the middle of the forest.
Right. And you're right. Actually, the narrator is none other than Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
That's who the narrator is. And he actually starts the movie by saying, this is the story of how I die.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of interesting when you think about it. It's like, wow, what a way to start a Disney movie. But it really, really is. And we get there. Pamela, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey, Pamela.
Pamela, I hope you're doing well. But he does. And that's a really good way to start the movie in a lot of ways, because it really, You get enticed by it. And now you're really curious. Wow, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And it really kind of draws you in right from there. But now that it's happened, we kind of get away from the king and queen. We don't see them too much more at this point. We understand what's happened, but now the focus primarily goes to Rapunzel and Mother Gothel and their relationship over time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use one word for Mother Gothel that I think we can find in a lot of other Disney villains, but I think it's really apparent with her. That's a manipulative. She's really manipulates Rapunzel because Rapunzel doesn't know any better. No. You can only grow up in an environment that you know. And Mother Gothel has made this environment of the outside world is terrible, destructive, destroying, scary. You don't want to deal with it. Would you agree, Dan?
Yeah, I think she's very manipulative. And I think even the way that the character is written, every time Rapunzel is going to say something, she immediately interrupts. She immediately says, actually, Rapunzel, calm down, or Rapunzel, this. And I think she's very clever in that she doesn't want Rapunzel thinking. She doesn't want to think about what's going on in the outside world.
Agreed.
And so, these four walls of this tower, this is your life now until, that's it. That's all. That's you. And the way the writers wrote her part as being sort of that controlling, person that she is, I think is very clever and very villainous. It's definitely something.
In different ways. I mean, it's not the normal typical villain that wants to rule the world or this, that, and the other. It's just a villain that is so self-centered and so selfish that she's willing to ruin other people's lives to get what she wants, which is basically eternal life, she thinks.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Carlos, Disney World Freak. Welcome in, Addiction Mouse. Welcome in as well. I just want to catch up on the chat. I'm sorry. Christy Clark, welcome in.
Hi, Christy.
Christy says, hey, you should read Disney Twisted Tales.
Yeah.
Mother Knows Best. Show a very different light on Mother Gothel. Tells the past of how she was treated by her mother and how she grew up with her two sisters.
They are very good books. I would highly recommend the Twisted Tale books. Just takes out a little bit of a swing. It's like kind of like the Maleficent film, but in book form and a bit more detail. It's very good.
Gotcha. Wendy says she's a narcissist, Mother Gothel. Here's what I'll say on that. I don't know that narcissist is the word I would use. I don't know that we all want to live who doesn't want to live forever? I mean, we all do, but it's a matter of how selfish she would be to the point that she would ruin other people's lives, kidnap, and do anything to make sure that she could live forever. I guess there is some narcissistic tendencies in there. Yeah. But you're right, Dan. She always cuts her off. She doesn't let her finish her sentence. She doesn't let her get her thought out fully. She always kind of nips it in the butt, so to speak, or twists it. Yes.
Oh, you silly girl, and always downs her too.
Yeah.
If you notice, she's always like insulting her and then pretending she's kidding.
Well, she's turning 18, and she's turning 18, but she's still treating her like, a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. There was a Tangled series as well, which Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi did voice the characters for, which was, I'm so glad they did, because I don't like when they recast them.
Yeah.
Well, speaking, you said that, I love the cast in this film. They've even got Ron, what's his name? Hellboy.
Yes.
Oh, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
They've got Hellboy in this movie.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I love Hellboy, the original Hellboy films.
Yes.
And when I found out that he voiced the two big tough guys, the twins, I was just like, duh, like that is a Ron Perlman part.
Yeah, it is.
There.
Magical Fritz, welcome in. Thank you for being here. But Donna says maybe she foresaw the outside world in 2020. After all, the town is Corona. She's right. The town is Corona.
We'd all like to be in that tower right about
Oh my gosh.
That's
some of you.
But let's kind of move on from that. So now we've realized that she has manipulated her for 18 years. She's been inside these walls, and she will not let her cut her hair. And there's a reason she can't cut her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that. So she's got that long hair, and you're right. Rapunzel, throw down your hair or let down your hair so that she can get up into the tower. She's really manipulated her entire 18 years of life because she's had her since basically almost birth.
Yeah.
And that's when we finally start to get, because at this point the movie is relatively serious and dark, and then that's when we finally get into where it becomes a little bit more lighthearted, when we finally get to meet Eugene Fitzherbert. Eugene Fitzherbert, aka Flynn Rider. And he really is. Zachary Levi, I love his character. He's my second favorite character in this film, and I'll tell you who my favorite is a little bit later. But he's really funny in this. He's an underrated, in my opinion, you know, when you always think about the princes and the guys in the movies, Prince Charming, Prince Eric, you know, Prince Philip, those guys are always the Beast. Those are the ones that you always think of.
He's not really a prince, though.
That's true. But he's
he's awesome.
Awesome of a character.
I can see why women do like him as a character. He's a bit of a bad boy. He's
charming. No pun intended to Prince Charming, but he's a very charming dude.
Yeah.
You know, very confident in himself, and I get it too. But I love his character. I think he's so funny. And I'll touch on this with Melissa first, and then Dan, I want to talk to you about it. His relationship with Maximus the horse.
Yeah.
It's really a fun relationship from where they start to where they finish. But we're at the beginning, so that relationship early on is.
Well, basically, he's a thief. He's on all the wanted posters, and we basically are introduced to him because he's stealing the crown.
Right.
And he and the two evil twins are getting away, and Maximus is one of the King's Guard's horses. So he's chasing him along with the King's Guard to capture him because he's a wanted criminal. And of course, the horse is very serious and is out to catch him no matter what. You know? He's ready to take him down.
They just can't get my nose right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's all the wanted posters. All the noses are drawn wrong.
Go ahead, Dan. Give your best smolder. Addiction Mouse says they want to see it. I can't even do a smolder. I don't even know how to do it.
Mason can do it. It cracks me up. There you go. Dan, there you go.
Dan's got it. I can't do it. I can't. There you go.
That's pretty good.
It's better than mine. I can't do it.
No.
I actually
Wendy said she
what I was doing. So
Wendy said she wouldn't fall for that smolder. I found it neat that even at 18, she was an amateur astronomer as well since she mapped the stars. That's true. She did.
All she had time to do in her hands was she read and she studied and she drew.
Yeah. Well, I do want to bring up, obviously we'll talk about the music, but that opening song, When Will My Life Begin, it just shows that she's not just, you know, your typical Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. Like, she's very capable of doing a lot of things. She's an artist. She can bake. She can paint. She can do so many things. And that's why I find her quite sort of compelling, is because she could do so many things, yet nothing, because she's stuck inside a tower.
Right.
Like, as soon as she goes out of that tower, which we'll get to, she's definitely that fish out of water kind of character. So yeah, it's a great opening song with the follow-up of Mother's Knows Best.
For sure. And I want to, and after we kind of get through it, I want to go through and talk about the music in this movie for sure. Walter, welcome in. Our son is here. Walter, good to see you, buddy. Love you, pal. England, welcome in. England, Portugal, 91, welcome in.
They were new on our stream today in the park, and so was Kirsty and some others that we see here today.
Timmy Ray, the King, welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. Another new one that was here earlier. Noah, welcome in, buddy. I don't know if I said hi to you, Noah, but good to see you, pal. Tangled was Disney's first full-length computer-animated fairy tale. Yeah. So
that's why people think it's Pixar.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, we find out that he steals the crown. He's actually in cahoots with the two big brutes. They're actually working together, the three of them. And he's kind of reluctantly, but they are working together. And then, you know, he kind of has to get away. They kind of break their ranks, and he needs to get away, and he's running from the guards. And that's when he just happens upon this secret hidden area of where the tower is.
He purposely steals the crown
Right.
from the two thugs.
Yes, he does.
And tricks them, gets away, so makes them really angry at him because that's super important for later. They're after him too now.
Yeah.
He steals the crown, gets away, and stumbles upon the tower.
And it's funny because at this point he finds the tower, but Mother Gothel actually isn't there because the whole sort of arc for Rapunzel is that every year on her 18th birthday, she sees the floating lanterns. And she's been sort of begging Mother Gothel to go and see them, but she's like, nope, not happening. And then obviously feeling sort of guilt, she kind of just like, hey, can you go get me some paint and that kind of ingredients for paint? So Mother Gothel leaves. So Rapunzel's on her own, and Flynn happens to stumble the tower. So it's things are starting to fall into place from here. So it's kind of interesting.
Yes, and this is where the comedy really takes the next level.
Yep.
Okay, really does amp up the comedy level, but in a really awesome way. It's very clever in the way they do it, because he finds this tower and he climbs it. He gets up there, because there's no way to get up there. At least they don't think there's any way to get up there. So he has to climb the outside. He gets up in there, and that's when she hits him over the head with the frying pan with the skillet.
It's like a slapstick comedy.
Oh my god, but it's done so well because she's never seen another person in her life. The only person
not in her tower, right?
Yeah, not there at all. I mean, the only person she's ever seen is Mother Gothel, and here's a new person, and it's a guy who she probably she's never seen a guy in her life. And he's there, and she hits him, and then knocks him out, and then ties him up, and tries to put him in the.
And then when he does the smolder, you just see Pascal going.
Oh, by the way, Pascal is fantastic comedy relief for one of the funniest characters that doesn't have a line.
Right.
Doesn't make a sound.
Yeah.
Or barely make. I think he goes one time.
He's a bit squeak. He does a few squeaks, and that's it.
Yeah, a couple of squeaks.
That's right. We're actually before the shells because Mother Gothel went out after they had the fight. Then Rapunzel thinks she's going to talk her into not being naive and because she captured him.
Right.
So Mother Gothel comes back at that moment. She hadn't gone to get the paint yet. And then she keeps interrupting her again and not listening to her. And they have a huge fight. And that's when Rapunzel's like, she's never going to budge. I just want paint for my birthday, and talks her mom into leaving
again
for 3 days. And that's when she knows she can talk her magic with Flynn and taking her to see the lights.
Yeah. And that's true. That's what happens is because she wakes him up, and ultimately she has the crown now because she's hidden it from him.
I love it. It's in that pot.
To the pot.
And then she hits him again. Yes. It's so funny.
I love her getting him. I love the getting in and out of the cupboard.
That's what I mean. Throwing him in the cupboard. Oh my god!
Fingers, push the fingers back in the cupboard, and
so funny.
Like the stinking cartoons we used to watch as kids.
It's great.
It's so slapstick, but it's so funny. Yeah. And then when he does wake up that next time, she actually does hide in a pretty good spot, and then that's when they make the agreement that he's going to take her to see the floating lights, the floating lamps, or she doesn't know what they are, but the floating lights, and in return she'll give him back the crown. And this is really a neat part. The noise in the background is that dog playing with his toy, but it's really a neat part. I like this part a lot when she hits the ground for the first time, and she gets to touch the grass and kind of roll around. But what's really one of the funniest parts for me, Dan, is we all have these moments where we have the joy and the guilt, and the joy and the guilt, and the joy and the guilt.
Parts of the whole movie.
It's one, and he's just standing there like, for crying out loud, lady, get it together. First, she's like, best day ever. Oh my god, I'm a horrible person. It's so great. But it's true. We've all been there. Look, as a kid, I know I've done some stuff behind my parents' back, and I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm terrible. What a terrible son. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy. And I'm like, oh my god, no, they're gonna think I'm a horrible person. Who hasn't been there? I mean, we've all had them.
Oh my gosh. I love
Isn't that
that.
a funny
It
moment?
was so funny because it's so extreme every time with her too. Like she's swinging from her hair from the trees and whee, and then it's like,
But it's gonna kill me.
Yes, exactly. It's the truth.
it's
But-
so extreme that it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You like that part, Dan? That's pretty good.
I love that. Again, what I do love about this movie is its writing. It's so well written, and something like that, it just expresses the emotions of what she's going through in such a comedic way. And Flynn's just like, "Come on, Blondie, like you need to get out of here. You've realized you made a mistake." He just wants to take her back. That's what he wants to
tries
do.
twist it as, and make it so he can just bring
Yeah.
her back to the tower, get his crown, and move on.
And then she's like, "No," and then she's like threatening him with the pans, like, "Nope, you're taking me."
Mhm.
To the lights. And then we come to so when I saw this in the theater and we come to this next scene where Flynn takes Rapunzel, he goes, "Are you hungry? I'm hungry. I'm gonna take you to the
We all
the
gotta
most,
eat."
like, yeah." So when I was watching this in the movie theater, I was just like, "Oh, okay." And I've never ever laughed unexpectedly ever, especially in a cartoon, in my life. So they end up at the snuggling duckling, and straight away there's nothing snuggling about this thing. You walk in, you see all these, big, tough Viking-esque, big, huge,
They're
ugly-
trouble for sure.
Yeah,
They're
they're ruffians. That's what they are.
They are ruffians for sure.
Mhm.
And I thought when I was watching this movie for the first time, I thought, oh, like they're in trouble. Like this could be one of them obstacles. I lost it. I fell out of my seat. I remember where and when I fell out of my seat laughing when Hook Hand started playing on that piano. It's like, "I've got a dream. You got a dream?" And he just starts singing the song "I've Got a Dream," and that song for me, that song is my favorite song from the movie, by far.
Yeah, it's my favorite song of the movie too. It is.
Oh, just because it was so unexpected, and I loved it. I loved it.
Whoever did that, you're exactly right when you talk about the writing. The writing for that song, the lyrics are absolutely fantastic. Whether it's the guy that wants to be the interior designer or the guy that is the mime, the mime, or the other one that wants to be
The one that wants to fall in love, and he's
the one that
just
wants to fall in
so
love,
ugly.
and he's just so ugly.
And Vladimir creates ceramic unicorns.
Yes, exactly. Yes, with the uniform, and he's like he's the biggest of them all. Oh my God!
What's your dream?
Yeah.
My dream.
Oh, thank you, Timmy. We appreciate that, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
But it's true. I mean, it's by far one of the funniest, unexpected parts of the movie.
Yeah.
What I expected them to be total ruffians,
Mhm.
but I knew they would come to her side.
Yeah.
I knew that they somehow come to her side, but I didn't expect that.
Right.
And that was so unexpected, but it was such a fun unexpected. It was like, that is so neat.
Wendy brought up the little Cupid man who's drunk all the time.
Yes, the drunk but
He's
a
so
girl.
funny,
Oh my
too.
gosh, he's so funny. But all of them have their special dream that they want, and it's the exact opposite of what you would think that someone like them would want. It's
Right.
so funny. It's just so funny.
And they'll play another big part later, which really is cool.
But
which I
ultimately,
love.
and then we come to that part where, okay, they're all there, and they finally, and then they get him to tell his dream. And one part is they talk about dreams, and the one guy goes, "Your dream stinks, hers is better."
He's like, "Go, live your dream."
Yes.
I will. Your dream stinks. I was talking about her.
Your dream stinks, hers is better.
And I
Yeah.
love that they don't give them away. They take them to the secret hiding, place to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And they, even though they all know they can get a reward for Flynn, it makes me think of Roger Rabbit. You
Yes,
know, when
yes.
his haircut, when they're hiding him and you think they're all gonna,
Yeah. Oh, especially the one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really thought the one guy
Yeah.
was going to give him away,
and
but
they all, she just got them all to love her and they let him go and
mhm.
none of them caved.
Yeah, none of them caved.
Neat.
And and then they all get, we assume they all get locked up
Yeah, right.
later on.
But then, they do escape through this hole, and then they get out, but they kind of get caught. they get kind of trapped. They're in an area where
Like
there's
a mine.
it's kind of like a mine. Well, it's a dam.
Oh,
It's a dam.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's being built. It looks like it's in the process of being finished, and they're kind of caught. And then, Maximus is there because Maximus is still hot on Flynn's trail. He wants to get him. He wants him.
with the general and the guard.
Yes, with the soldiers and the general there, and they kind of get him, but they kind of don't because, if I'm not mistaken, they pull the dam.
Yeah. So Rapunzel says to Flynn, "Who are they?" And he's like, "They don't like me." And then he points to the two big butcher guys. "Who are they? They don't like me either." And you can kind of tell, like, everyone doesn't like Flynn. Like, I think she's kind of getting the feeling that Flynn is on the wrong side of something. And they escape. What we do find is that Maximus is a wonderful swords horse wielder. And Flynn is surprisingly good with a frying pan. And you're right. Rapunzel pretty much pulls the dam, and they get trapped inside a cave. And it kind of gets all flooded, and they can't really see. It's too dark. And this is where Flynn, for the first time, sees Rapunzel's power.
Yeah, what her hair can do.
Well, he sees that it glows. He doesn't really know everything behind it just yet, but that alone freaks him out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But it helps them get out of the cave because it lights up the water so they can find a way to escape.
Right.
And he does cut his hand, which is very important.
His hand was cut on the rock.
He cut his hand on the rock when he tried to find a way out.
Yeah.
Right. And then they actually do finally get out because they're about to drown because the water is rising slowly. And he's like, "It's too dark. I can't see a way out." And that's when she sings the song to light up her hair. And then that's when he's able to find a way out.
Yeah.
And then they get out and they're there. And that's when she wraps his hand
in her hair.
in the hair. And that's when she says,
and what it really does,
Right.
what the lighting hair means, and, and why she explains that's why she couldn't leave the tower. Because Mother Gothel always made her feel like that people knew about this. They're just after her for her powers, even though nobody really knows. She made her think that was the case.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And it's so funny to see Flynn because she's like, "Don't freak out," and he's like, "Don't freak out."
Yep. But then that's when they go to the town. Basically, they're in the town. He loves that toy. They go to the town, and she kind of goes. This is one of my favorite parts of the movie when her hair's all over the place and it's getting in the way and people are stepping on it.
Over it. The carts are rolling over it.
And then the kids braid her hair.
They're braiding each other's hair, and then Flynn points them over, and they're like, "Look at all that hair!"
Yes, exactly. I love the hair
So
braided.
cute.
She looks so much better
It's the
with the
thickest
braided
braid I've
hair.
ever seen in my life.
I love the reaction of those girls. They were just like,
Yes.
"Yeah, we're doing that."
Really cute.
It's George Lee. Take care, George.
Thank you,
George.
George. Thank you so
Take
much
care,
for
buddy.
being
Have a
part
great
of our
night. Take care, buddy.
family.
Thank you, pal. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. We'll see you on future streams.
It's a great sort of insight to Rapunzel's character because it kind of feels like there's something familiar that she finds familiar about this town, but she can't really put her pin on it, or she can't really understand. I mean, when she looks at that mural of the king, the queen, and
She's like,
her, she doesn't recognize that it's actually her.
Yeah.
She just thinks it's a daughter, and then obviously she gets sort of told by sort of just citizens about the lost princess, and that kind of starts putting sort of thoughts.
She's starting to put two and two together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's starting to connect the dots for sure.
Wendy says, "Imagine the shampoo bill."
I can only imagine. She's got Head and Shoulders and plenty of it for sure. Dog is tearing up a toy back there. But then that's when she does go to the town. She's starting to find out about this lost princess and this, that, and the other. And then we do finally get to the part where what she's there for, she finally gets to see.
Yeah.
He takes her out into the water to get a great view of it. And of course, this is the scene for me that there's two scenes in this movie that make me somewhat emotional as a dad. So they cut to the scene at the kingdom, at the castle, and you see the mom and the dad. And it's just before they let it go, and the mom looks up at the dad, and the dad looks...
Let it go. You just said let it go.
Tears in his
Oh, did I?
eyes.
You just said let it go.
Oh, I didn't mean to say it. But he does. I mean, just before they release it.
Yeah.
But they look at the dad, and you can see just the pain in his eyes and the sadness, and
They still haven't found
they still
her.
haven't found her, and
Yeah.
they're losing hope too. That's the other thing is you can tell that you can see the look in his eyes that he's losing hope that they're not going to find her.
I don't think we can keep doing this kind of look.
I think throughout this whole film we haven't really seen like a powerful moment yet up until this point. Yes. Because I think the film has built up so much to this point where Rapunzel wanted to see the lights. Mm-hmm. And then we see the meaning of the lights. Mm-hmm. As a viewer, it's very powerful. And I think they did such a great job sort of giving us our sort of perspective of what the parents are feeling. And that whole scene, I think that whole 10 minutes from them with that floating lantern to her and the I see the light ending of that, from that 10 minutes is probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
Not only is it the music's amazing, but it's visually stunning. We were talking about, Walt, that, the commercial moments, when Disney puts out their commercials.
Yeah,
that's a commercial moment. Yeah. They will have that on their, Disney Plus commercials or whatever. They'll see the floating lanterns and and it's such an iconic moment, I think, from recent Disney history. You'll see it everywhere. You can go and have your own floating lantern photograph at Magic Kingdom.
We did it. I loved it.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. We love it.
I saw that.
It's amazing.
We have to do that.
Yeah, we have to do it. And you get to do that. And even the floating lanterns on Cinderella's castle for Happily Ever After.
It's awesome.
Again, it's such an iconic scene of the film that has really summed up the movie. It is that ballroom scene from Beauty and the Beast. It's that, part of your world scene from The Little Mermaid. That's the scene. So it's my favorite.
Right. And then she finally sees that it's these lanterns that they're releasing for the Lost Princess. And like you said, she's starting to put two and two together even more now. And then they play the song. And it's really fantastic. They did such a good job with it. But then that's where all this time Mother Gothel was actually found out that she's not in the tower. Because we gotta kind of go back to her. She's been following her the whole time.
Yeah.
And at this point, because of everything that's happened, she's actually met up with the two big brutes and is now in cahoots with them, scheming her own plan
to get Rapunzel back.
Right, to get Rapunzel back, and they've come up with this plan.
Hi, Avery.
Avery, welcome in, buddy. Avery, the Cuban American. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So now that's kind of where we are at this point. The floating lanterns have gone away and they've come back to shore, and Flynn sees the two guys, and this is where he's going to kind of try to go and make some sort of peace with them and leave it at that. And he says to her, "Hey, look, I'll be right back. Stay here." And he takes the crown with him and goes off to them.
Did we explain how he got the crown back?
She handed it to him.
But Mother Gothel actually met up with Rapunzel and caught her.
Yeah. Right.
Called her out.
That's right.
And said, "This is all he wants." She had the crown because she found it in the tower under the stairs.
Right.
And said, "You don't believe me.
He doesn't really want you. He just wants the crown.
To him, you'll see what I'm talking about." And she's like, "I will." And that's when she gave it back to him on the boat when they saw the lanterns. And then all of a sudden he sees the thugs and pulls off, and it's making her doubt, like, "Oh, wait a second, what's he doing?" And he's like, "Well, I'll be back. There's something I have to take care of." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And she's starting to get a little nervous. Mm-hmm. But we know what he's trying to do is just give them the crown, let them be on their merry way so he can be happy with her. But Mother Gothel has it all planned out differently.
Yeah. Right. So what happens next, Anne, at this point? He goes to see them, and if you remember.
Well, he not that he gets knocked out. Does he get knocked out? Yeah, he does. He does get knocked out. And they strap him to a boat. And obviously the king's guards are actually still looking for him. So they put him on a boat with the crown.
Right.
As if there was sort of like it was kind of like bait almost. And, basically what was happening is they knocked him out. It looked like he was, sailing off. And Mother Gothel was like, "Hey, look, I told you." Like,
there he goes.
There he goes with the crown. And then obviously Rapunzel gets very, very upset. and goes with Mother Gothel all the way back to the tower for the third act of this movie. So
Right. Yeah.
it's a very sort of Rapunzel. Like, we don't want Rapunzel to sort of go back with Gothel because we know that this is the wrong choice. Like,
Right.
it's a mistake.
Gotcha.
Welcome
That's
in,
true.
Barb.
Barb, Faith, Hope, and Disney. Barbara, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And then that is where we get to the final act of this movie. And ultimately, at this point, Rapunzel does go back with her mother reluctantly. She's still reluctant to do it, but she does it.
She's devastated.
And
though.
she's devastated
crushed.
for sure.
Yeah.
And we find out that Flynn Rider actually does get captured by the soldiers. They put him in jail, and they're going to hang him. He's going to be hanged. We'll start with him.
Yeah.
At this point, they are taking him to the gallows to be hanged. And it looks like it's the end for him. It almost looks like, nope, he's not going to make it out of it.
Like a scene out of Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that. It's quite,
sure.
I like that.
And then as he's walking by, he sees one of the little unicorns.
I love that.
And that's when he actually gets saved by the ruffians. They come in and save the day. And he's able to get away. He escapes, and it's great. And they beat up the soldiers and the captain. And
what's great is they have this door that the soldiers are trying to lead Flynn out to hang him, and the little drunk guy is behind the thing. He's like, "What's the password?" And the guard says something. He's like, "Nope, that's not it."
Yeah.
And he's like,
My one was
one of the other guys behind him one of the other guards gets knocked
taken
out.
out.
Until there's only him left. It cracks me up so bad. It's so
mine was Hook hand going, right, head down, arms in, knees apart.
It's so
it's
funny.
like, why do I have to have my knees apart?
But what's really funny is in the end, they got there because Maximus went and got him. The horse went and got him and to save him, and he actually grew to have respect for him and care for him.
He says to him, "I'm starting to think that maybe we just had a misunderstanding." And Maximus is like,
you know, those two characters remind me a lot of Thor and Hulk from the first movie.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
They just do the sort of the buddy cop kind of getting in each other's face kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maximus doesn't talk. It's almost like, don't push it.
Oh yeah, he knows.
He's like, don't push it. Let's just go get Rapunzel.
But he's a great character too. Maximus is fantastic. But he saves him. I mean, he ultimately is the one that saved him. When you didn't think, he wanted to get him and beat him and put him in jail so bad, but in the end, he actually saves him, which is awesome. So he gets away with Maximus, and Flynn and Maximus are riding off to the tower, and then we do cut back to the tower scene, and of course Rapunzel's there, she's crushed, and that's when it hits her. She looks up, because she's lying in her bed, and she kind of looks up at the ceiling, and that's when she sees the sun that she had created, because it was all her creations from when she was little. And then she looks over and sees it again and thinks back to her time when she went into the city, and that's when she has that epiphany. That holy macaroni, that's me. Yep. And it's really an awesome scene. I love that scene. And then of course that's when Mother Gothel's coming upstairs.
Yes, Andy. The apples. That was great.
Well, I bought them. Well, most of them. Yeah. But the Mother Gothel is coming upstairs, and that's when Rapunzel kind of does her rebellion, so to speak. Wouldn't you agree? Agree, Dan?
Yeah. It does hit the fan at that point.
Yes.
Everything's starts to unravel. Mother Gothel, obviously, her plan has now been sort of realized by Rapunzel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like it was all kind of a big setup, because Flynn was coming back to the tower, and he goes, Rapunzel, he knows that she's in trouble. Like, it's all about Mother Gothel. He realized it was all her, because he actually was escaping the gallows, and he saw one of the twins. He was like, it was the old woman. Like, it was all her. So he actually knew that it was Mother Gothel who was manipulating everybody.
Yeah.
And he, rushes back with Rapunzel, climbs the tower with her hair, realizing that actually Rapunzel has been tied up, and her hair was used as sort of like to get.
Flynn. Oh, it was bait. It was definitely bait to get him up there. Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
And then we go to that point where Mother Gothel is behind Flynn and gets stabbed in the gut.
Yeah, he
Or
gets
something?
stabbed. Yeah, he definitely gets stabbed from behind, and ultimately
Right in
he's
the kidneys.
right, which is, I mean, he gets
It's a
he gets it
death
right
blow.
here. That's not a good place to get stabbed for sure.
He's going.
Yeah, and then that's when we find out that that's it. It's over for him unless he's saved in some way. And Rapunzel makes an agreement with her because she says, "We're leaving. We're going somewhere you'll never be found again." And Rapunzel says, "You know what? I'm going to fight you every day for the rest of my life to try to escape. Every single day, unless." And that's when she makes an agreement with her. And remember, Rapunzel, her promises, she keeps her promises. And she basically says, if you let me heal him, I will not ever try to get away.
Yeah. She's like, that'll be
says-
the
I
one
think-
thing I'll do, whatever
yeah.
you say
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
I would have said, like, if I was Rapunzel and I knew of her power.
Brian, what's up, buddy?
By the way, Brian needs to see this movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Um,
Homework.
I would say that, not running away is kind of like an argument, but if I was Rapunzel, I would have said, "Hey, I'm never going to sing for you ever again, so I can't heal you." That's what I would have done as sort of a manipulating tactic.
But she's
I
not
think
that type
she-
of person.
No,
Yeah.
but she, I think she's a bit of a, she was a bit of in a panicky moment, and
Yeah.
so I get it, but
But that's the agreement she makes, and then he's like, no, don't do that. No, you can't do that. Don't save me. And then she's like, no, I got to save you. I can't have you die. And she's getting ready to heal him. Basically, she's getting ready to sing, and he comes up from behind, takes her hair,
There was a broken mirror.
Yeah,
he had
broken
a piece of
mirror.
glass in his hand.
and he cuts the glass.
Cuts her hair
cuts her hair off. Cuts the glass, but he cuts her hair, and basically, at that point, it's the end of the line for Mother Gothel because
Everything
all
reverses.
the years
Everything
he's been.
yeah,
The
'cause
magic
she-
is gone.
Well, she's very, very old, for one. She's very, very old. She's been old. And then as soon as that hair's gone, the healing powers are gone. And you see her.
She's like
basically-
Yoda.
She dwindles away to nothing.
Yeah, that's right. All that's left is the cloak and a puff of dust.
Yeah, like Yoda and Luke Skywalker. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what she did.
Yeah.
So,
But, hey, Charlie and
Hey.
Stacy, the Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in, guys. Good to see
We
you.
miss you. I'm glad
thanks
to
for
see them.
Phoenicians.
The signs are there. They're just not very
Prominent.
prominent as much as this. But yeah, so Mother Gothel basically wilts away to nothing because she's really nothing but bones anyway. And she gets tripped by Pascal and falls out the window.
He
But
was the
she's
main
already-
hero of this movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, in my opinion, she's already gone before she even hits.
Yeah.
But
She's already
still,
gone before.
It was
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
moment. It was a good moment.
But here's where I guess I'm going to need help, and I'm going to need help from everybody in the chat, that I get a little bit confused. Because the hair is gone. She doesn't have the power anymore. And he's gone. He does die at this point. But she cries,
Mhm.
and one of her tears falls on him, and it heals him. So, and by the way, Josh goes to Disney. Welcome
Hey,
in. Good to
Josh.
see you. Thank you for being here. I think it's your first time. But Josh, good to see you. I know he's been on some channels lately. Good to see you.
And that's a very good point, Andy. We have no idea how old she's been. She's been hiding that flower for so long.
Right. But my question is, so was it the hair that really was the healing, or was it just her? Because that tear heals him.
And she still had, I guess, some of the power. Maybe it's the power of love. Like
That's what I think it is. I agree. I think it's just the power of love, and that tear is like Belle's tear in Beauty and the Beast. That's
Okay.
what it is. It's that Disney tear that all hope is lost, and then that one tear is going to save that person's life, and it wasn't the hair; it was the power within the hair, and that's what it was. I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
and that's
how
what
I
everybody's
feel.
saying. I think that's what everybody's saying too. The power's within her, not just the hair. In her, the power is never in the hair. She has
Yeah.
always had the power. The power is just the different methods to manifest it. That makes sense.
'Cause
Yeah, but it is. The Millers make a great point. It's a very emotional part because you're like, I mean, he's dead, and now her hair doesn't have the power anymore. What's going?
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
It's
this
like,
can't work like that.
But
But,
could've just waited like 2 seconds.
I know. Yeah, it's true. They stole that from Back to the Future. Power of Love, trademark. I
was
know,
singing that in
copyrighted.
my head, too.
Power of love.
Yeah. Well, Josh goes to Disney. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here for
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
But so then the tear does actually cure him, and he comes back to life, and he's there, and he goes, "I gotta tell you, I actually have a thing for brunettes."
I love that.
That's a great line.
That's a great line, and she actually looks fantastic as a brunette too. And the short hair is awesome.
She just has those beautiful big green eyes.
Yes, for sure. But then that's when they cut back to the scene, and this is the most powerful scene for me.
Dougie said actually in some versions of the fairy tale, she can heal people with her tears. So it was a wee reference.
Okay, gotcha.
That makes sense. Thanks, Dougie.
But then we finally get to the point, he's alive now, and she goes back to the kingdom. And this is where you see the mom and the dad, and they're in the room, and they're sad, and the guard comes running in, and all he does is he just shakes his head.
There's no actual talking.
No,
Yeah,
there's no word
I
there.
love it.
He comes in and just looks at them and goes, and then, but it's powerful.
Yeah.
And then they come out, and the mom and dad, they start running, and then they stop. And I get it, because they're like,
Is this really
her? Is this really happening? 'Cause it's so, don't break my heart again kind of thing. And it's like they're so scared to open that door, because what if it's not her? Or what if it's a mistake? Or
Yeah.
I get it. And then they open it, and at first they're like, she walks up, and there's a little hesitation, and then they see her eyes, and she has her mother's
She looks
eyes.
exactly like her mother.
That's the thing. When you have a picture and where as a baby she's blonde,
Yeah, that's true.
obviously, like, wait, this chick, she's a brunette. That's not the kid. Oh wait, no, she's got my eyes. I take it back. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when they see it, and then they come up and they hug, and for me that's the most power. That's the part that really gets to me, because as a parent I get it. I mean, that's tough.
And they didn't have DNA testing back then.
Yeah, exactly. You just knew here. But then they're hugging, and then they pulled him in to hug too.
That was great.
That
They're
was
all
awesome.
kneeled down on the ground in a big old group hug.
Yeah, and
I
it was
love
it was awesome. And then of course they have the end there where he's talking about it. Dougie
He
says,
needs to work in a salon. Perfect pixie cut with one slice.
I'm telling you,
That's
though.
talent.
Yeah, but it's just awesome. And then at the end there, they talk about the town and her taking over as queen in time and this, and then he goes, and after years and years of or months and months of asking, I finally said yes.
That's great.
It's such a great line. He goes, okay, I asked her. Yeah, it's a great ending to the film. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a perfect ending, and I love the fact that Eugene narrates the ending like he started the movie, with that witty humor, and you kind of see what happened to all the characters, what happened to Pascal, what happened to Maximus, the ruffians. I think it's such a great sort of ending, and we do see them in a cameo in the beginning of Frozen, so it's kind of cool to see.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's a great ending to a really great movie.
Yeah, it is for sure. But let's talk real quick. First off, let's talk about the music. Music's fantastic in this movie. Love all the different songs. Would you agree, Melissa?
Oh, I love the music in this movie.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh no.
I know we're coming up on 7.
Probably the light song.
Okay.
When they're in the
At Last I See the Light.
I see the light.
Dan, you got a favorite?
I've got a dream.
Yeah.
That's
just,
beautiful.
I love it.
That's my favorite too.
That's really right up against number. Yeah.
Yeah. I that's my favorite too. Characters. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, in terms of the music, obviously it's not like Frozen where everybody knows the lyric of every single song in Frozen, but I think the music itself, and not just like the songs, but like the actual music per scenes, and it's just wonderful. So I think just alone, it's a very well written piece of music for such a great film.
I agree.
And the end credit song is good too.
Yes, I love what's that?
Something That I Want.
Something That I Want. It's a great song. I agree. Characters. Let's talk real fast. Favorite character?
Oh no, I can't pick.
Okay.
I love all the characters in this movie. There's not one that I don't like.
Dan?
Hook Hand.
Hook Hand? Very good. Very good. My favorite is Rapunzel. I know it's her film anyway. I just really love the character. Flynn's awesome. Maximus is awesome. All the other characters, but she really shines in this movie. That's my favorite character is Rapunzel for sure. All right, 2 last things we got to do. First and foremost, everybody in the chat, you've all been fantastic. Maximus, a lot of people love Maximus. Pascal, a lot of Maximus votes for sure. But Dan, we got to do a couple things. First and foremost, it's grade time. Now, we always grade, Melissa, A to F or A plus to F. Obviously, A plus is the best of the best. And then you have your Fs, and they speak for themselves. Yes, exactly. I got an F from me. Everybody in the chat, we want to hear from you too. Give us your letter grade for Tangled, and we're going to start with our special guest. Melissa, what is your grade, your letter grade?
Mine's probably going to be higher than most, but I am giving it a flat A only because it's got the funny, it's got the sad, it's witty, it's creative, great music, great animation. Like you said, the lantern scene is amazing. It's got a little bit of everything, and that's what I love about it. It's got all the feels, as they say, and I think it was very well done. I think in some cases it's a little underrated, for sure. That's my grading. Grade A.
Brian gives it an I for incomplete, but everybody's giving it an A plus, strong A plus, A plus plus, grade A plus. A because I can relate to.
That's terrible, Swan.
I hope not, buddy. Dan, what about you, buddy? What's your grade for this one?
I've been going back and forth. A plus is a grade that I give if I think it's a perfect movie and I get emotionally invested into a film, and it doesn't get it for me. It's up there, but I'm gonna give it an A minus. It doesn't get me, super emotionally, but this film is amazing. It is such a great film that Disney did for the time 10 years ago. Look, if we didn't have films like The Princess and the Frog, Tangled, and Frozen, we wouldn't have the films that we have now from them. We would still be on those home on the ranges. Mm-hmm. So I'm serious. This film is absolutely amazing. I give it an A minus, and really, really enjoyed this movie.
Yes, and by the way, Andy Aprisco, you're right. Carlos, you have homework. Go see this film. Yes. Brian, you too.
Carlos has a lot.
So for me, okay, so my grade on this one, A minus for Super Fluffy Yeti. For me, I give this a B plus. A's are always, they have to be few and far between.
Look.
A B plus. I like it a lot. It's really, really, really good. There's a lot of things about it I like, but it's not my favorite of all time. I mean, this is only the second time I had ever watched it. It's not one that I'll go back to over and over and over again. Well, and that's fine, and that's why I got an A for you. But for me, it's a B plus. I really enjoyed. Look, B plus is the highest rating I've given yet at all the ones we've done. But for me, it's a B plus. I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. A lot of cool characters. But it's not. When I think of classic Disney. For me, or my favorite of all times, it may not fall in the top. It's not going to fall in the top in the top 5. It's not, but it's going to be near there. It's going to be in the top 10. So that's why it gets a B plus for me. But all right, Dan, we are at that moment, and we are going to get ready and do the pool. But before you do the pool, let's do some quick mousekeeping. Dan tonight, 8:00, is on with Pete.
Yeah.
Off the Wall. Be sure to go over to Pete McDevitt's channel. Check him out tonight at 8:00 for Off the Wall.
He's got some crazy questions.
Get ready.
To ask.
Get ready. James Ryan, what's up, buddy?
James. He wrote new ones just for me, so I'm kind of
anxious.
scared.
Alfred doesn't like Tangled. Oh my god.
That's okay. Everybody has to write their own.
Oh yeah, that's quite all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Dan's gonna be on with Pete tonight, 8:00 Off the Wall.
8:00.
We will be back on Tuesday for our Disanity live stream at 8:00. Special birthday stream for Melissa. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be very memorable. Everybody, please come out for that. It will be. Trust me.
Uh-oh, I'm scared now.
It's going to be a fun time. 38 people watching now. Holy cow. Where did they come from? But thank you all for being here. So check us out Tuesday night for Disanity for a special Disney live stream for Melissa's birthday, which is going to be awesome.
Thanks, Josh.
We will be back. And Dan, we're going to get to you in just a second, buddy. We will be back next Saturday, next Sunday. Saturday at Magic Kingdom. Sunday, we're going to be at Animal Kingdom. It's going to be awesome. Be sure to come out for our live streams. It's going to be great. But Dan, buddy, what can I say, pal? Before you do the pool, I want you to talk about what's coming up on your channel.
Oh, I was just reading some of the comments. It's great, and I am a little not scared. I'm excited for Off the Wall, 8 p.m. in about an hour's time, over on Pete McDevitt's channel. It's gonna be fun. I'm quite scared, but I've got my bed made ready for it, so it's great. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But on my channel, I've got a vlog coming out tomorrow, and it's on Walt's favorite attraction, the Tower of Terror. So it's me and my friend Sarah from last year. We ride the Tower of Terror, so that's gonna be released tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Disney Nuts, or Nuts About Disney, our show that I do with the Adventures of Gonzo. That'll be on at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Friday, I'm trying to do a Disney Food Friday, which will hopefully be up on Friday. Saturday is this 2-year anniversary of Disney Fiasco.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
Awesome.
Episode 104, 2 years of Disney Fiasco. I am not doing another 10-hour stream. Let me just put it out there. It's not happening. Not happening. So episode 104 of Disney Fiasco on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're back here, but on my channel for Disney movie review. So yeah,
absolutely, man. And for those of you that are new here, and there's a lot of you, please be sure to go check out Dan's channel, sub to his channel. You won't be disappointed. We're trying to get him 2,000 subs. He's really, really close. Everybody go out there and sub to him. I'm telling you, he's a great partner channel. We're honored to have him. You guys are going to love him. You really will. Rockin' Robin, welcome in. Good to see you, dear. Dan's fantastic. Be sure to check him out, gang. And it's going to be fun tonight for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to come check out Pete interview me on Off the Wall later on.
Yeah. But all right. So Dan, what are we reviewing for next week? Get ready, everybody. Drum roll.
Next week on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, this is the next review. It'll be next week on my channel. So here we go. By the way, I always do it out of my Tyrion Lannister Funko Pop because, Tyrion is part of a TV franchise. Let's see what we're reviewing. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I feel like you've had the good ones, and I've had I've had the
you need a good one.
So I need a good
Dan's
one.
had Sky High. Yeah, but Dan, I had George of the Jungle.
Yeah, that brings us way down.
Let's see what we got. Oh gosh. Right. This is gonna be an interesting one. We are sticking with the Disney animated classics. We are watching another princess movie. We are watching Pocahontas.
Oh,
You know what's sad? I've never seen Pocahontas.
I haven't either.
So now
There you go.
I realize I won't be on here, but I'll be able to watch it with Walt. So
And this is the whole point of Disney movie review. It allows us to watch films we've never seen before, or films we haven't seen in a long time. It's like our book club. It's like our Disney book club, where we sit down each week and watch it, and then we review it on Sunday. So this week is Pocahontas. It's going to be an interesting one. I have a lot to say about this movie. So
we haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Carlos, we're not really surprised.
Yeah. Team Brew Photography.
Hey,
welcome in. Good to see you.
I know the music, a lot
Yeah.
of it, but I definitely don't know.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've only seen
So-
snippets of the movie.
Just
it's going
around
to
the toilet.
be
Ben. You're killing me.
I'm going to be like, oh gosh, no, I'm not even going to go there.
Colors of the Wind. Colors of the Wind is a great song.
It is.
It is. It really is.
It's gonna be interesting. Pocahontas next week
Oh,
on
you
my
know,
channel,
must be-
Disney movie review, and oh yeah,
Is
interesting.
it the historical inaccuracies, Dan, that are making? I'm wondering if that's
Nope.
because I know that's a big deal. So I was curious.
There is no spoilers to my review of next
Yes.
week.
No spoilers. We haven't seen it.
it.
You guys have to check out the cartoon series on Disney Plus. The whole 3 seasons are already there. We will for Rapunzel. For
Oh,
for
cool.
sure,
Good to
Tangled
know,
for
Dan.
sure.
Thank you.
But guys, there you go. That's our Disney movie review of Tangled. All rave reviews from everybody, including the chat. And first and foremost, let me just thank everybody in the chat for being here. We say this all the time. You always have a choice of how you spend your evenings and how you spend your time. You chose to spend it here with us, and we are really honored and thankful that you did that. Again, special thank you to our special guest, Melissa.
Yay!
Not so special.
And very special thank you to my partner channel and my buddy and my partner in crime every Sunday right here, Disney Dan. Dan, we had another great one, bud, didn't we?
It's this. I love doing these. I say this every week. These are so much fun and allow me to, watch all these films every single week and then discussing it with you and discussing it with the chat. And it's great. I really enjoy these. So it's always fun doing these. And this was a great one. I love talking about Tangled. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Pocahontas this week. And yeah,
can't wait. And to our mods, all of our mods, thank you for all your hard work, especially during the streams during the day. There's been a lot of people in the streams. It's been very epic and it's been fantastic. But part of that is because you mods are on your game and keeping it family friendly, and that means the world to us. So thank you to all of you mods out there who are helping us and keeping it, just keeping it family friendly. That's what it's there for. A lot of folks will try to bring that down by bringing bad things in, and you guys are always there to nip it in the bud. So we appreciate that very, very much. Most of your point is fair, Carlos. Please watch some movies. Yes. Please watch some movies. But thank you guys very, very much. Everybody, 8 o'clock, Pete McDevitt, Dan's on the hot seat. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, everybody. We will see you this week coming up. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.